Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Rattle Cage podcast. I am Ryan, joined by always is Sterling. Coming off of Atlanta, um, decent race. I didn't think it was horrible.
No, it was a better race than I expected it to be, really.
Yeah, I did too. Kind, yeah, it is kind of getting to be a little bit of a hybrid. I think.
I really want to see them just do away with that speedway package and run the regular intermediate package. I think that would be a really good track, actually.
Yeah. So we are turning the page. This is the first. What do we want to say? "Quote unquote" normal-ish track. Obviously we started out with, Daytona Super Speedway, then we had the hybrid Atlanta. This is a road course, but this is kind of we will get a little bit of practice, which is nice.
We'll actually get more practice than anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Xfinity gets 50 minutes, and then Cup is going to have 20 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing we wanted to get to was there will be practice this week. So definitely pay attention to that. Who's fast, who's not, who's working on what. That is nice to watch if you can. You can kind of pick up on stuff, pick up on what teams are doing. They are bringing a new tire this weekend, I believe. Um,
Yeah, they'll run this tire at all the road courses, they said, so.
Yeah. Now, as a NASCAR fan, I am kind of excited. As a DFS player, it always kind of worries you a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, I wish there was just one set tire they ran everywhere. I'm tired of hearing about all these tires. We're looking for more fall off. We want this, we want that. Just fucking throw some rubber on and let them race.
Yep. Yep. So, another thing we wanted to talk about. This is a new layout. I don't want to say a new layout because this is obviously a layout that they've used before for other series, but this is a new layout for Cup. They are cutting off like 1 point something miles. Um,
Yeah, it's going from 3.4 to, I want to say 2.3.
yeah, so there will still be 20 turns, so it seems like it's going to be a little bit more technical. Is what I mean. If there's the same amount of turns and less mileage, there's more turns, kind of. You know what I mean? So
It, it's basically still going to be the same track, just they're cutting out a couple longer straightaways.
yeah, so they're also upping the amount of laps than what we normally ran. Um, the good thing about this is cautions won't take 5 minutes a lap, so that's one thing that I kind of like about him.
That just means we'll get an extra caution lap or two.
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. Um, so that is one thing. I mean, we can talk about pass optimals if you want, but like you've always said, it's kind of not worth looking at now because we got more laps. What do we got? Like 30 more laps?
Roughly, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So there's gonna be so many more speedster points out there. And place differential is gonna be king here, but it's gonna be a little less king now with the new layout. So last year COTA race where William Byron just started on the pole and just dominated?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hate remembering that.
we were on Tyson's show. I remember that, and then saying about yeah, fade Byron, and he ended up kicking our butts. But
Yeah, he led 62% of that race.
yeah, I remember that, and then I remember the Christopher Bell whole fiasco. Like he had the fresher tires, and Ty Gibbs, I think, was the one that held him up a little bit.
Yeah,
So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. We know William Byron ran good here. We know obviously Reddick ran good.
we know Connor Zillage ran good in the truck race, but he threw that away from the immediate get go.
Yeah, right into turn one. right
Yeah,
into turn one.
he dominated practice, dominated qualifying, drove her
Yep.
straight through the fucking turn.
So
But
that's another thing to talk about. Connor Zilic is going to be in the Cup race. I think is he running the Xfinity also?
it's full time Xfinity.
That's right. That's right. I'm an idiot. Yeah, he's running for Junior Motorsports.
Speaking of junior motorsports, I actually wanted to look more into this, and I honestly kind of forgot about it until right now. But Ross Chastain's going to be running
Yeah,
the
the
number
9.
9, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's working out. Is that like a legit junior motorsports prepped car, or is that just their number? Trackhouse is taking care of everything else.
That is a good question because I know they have the one car that's like a special car that they just let veterans run, but it's never the number 9. What is it? Number yeah, it used to be 88, but I know that's not 88 anymore. But I'm wondering if it's just that car packaged in a 9, I guess.
I think that is the car that is the number that they kind of did away with. So yeah,
Yeah,
because Zilich is in the 88,
you're
I think.
right, right. So yeah, we'll definitely. Yeah, I completely forgot Zilch is full time. I that But yeah, so Zilch will run Saturday and obviously Sunday. Is
Which
SVG running Saturday?
no, he's not. It's as far as cup guides, it's gonna be obviously we were just talking. Holy hell, completely slipped my mind there for a second. But
Uh, Zilch, Ross
Zilich, yeah,
Chastain.
Chastain is who I was thinking, but couldn't think. But we'll have him, Byron, Riley Herbst, and Carson Hocevar. And then obviously Zilich is going to do double duty too. So we get 5 guys running both races.
How many enemies do you think Carson Hocevar is going to make in the Xfinity
Oh,
Series?
I don't know if it matters down there, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does on
I mean,
Sunday.
you got to give it to him. I mean, you gotta try to win. I guess. I mean, he did put his car in position to win. He did piss a lot of people off, though.
Yeah, we've watched long enough though to know that all of these guys have been there. Hamlin,
Yep.
Logano, Blaney, Elliott, like literally it's just how it is.
Yep. Yep. You're exactly right. So, before we get into too deep here, we do got to bring up the Discord. Uh, we one of us will post it in the comment section after this video is posted. That's definitely a Discord to get in. We actually now have the fantasy racing world champion in there now.
Yeah.
Which was pretty awesome to see. Evil Surge. So
Yeah, we already had a couple finalists, but now we have the reigning champion. So that's
yeah,
pretty badass, really.
yeah, that's pretty badass. And we got a lot of guys in there that are taking down GPPs. I know Sterling, myself, Ben, Brad, D Bulls,
Cam
Cam
fan.
Fan, Death Before Dishonor. I mean, there's just all kinds of guys in there. And they're chatting it up race, come race morning, it's, trucks, Xfinity, whatever. I mean, they're just chatting it up. Who do you like here? Who do you like there? You like this guy, like that guy, and everybody's pretty transparent as far as, I can see. So,
Yeah, and it's not just DFS or betting or just NASCAR. We have some outlaw talk, some a little bit of supercross talk. Just we're gonna start getting into some IndyCar talk. I would
yep.
imagine. Definitely gonna have some F1 talk
Formula
going
One. Yep.
on.
Yep. So, I say it every week. If you're the smartest guy in a room, you're in the wrong room. And that is a room that I don't think I'm anywhere close to being the smartest in. So it's a room that I like. And if you're just a novice or if you're starting out or you're even an expert, yeah, jump on in and it's free, no charge. And just chat it up. So, but yeah, so we will break it down. Sterling made this next gen finish on road courses sheet here, and it is very well color coordinated, I think. And it
And
kind of shows where everybody finishes as far as road courses.
Yeah, and if you get in that Discord, this stuff is posted. But there's like
Yes.
4 or 5 charts made that show everybody information that you need going into this week at this point.
Yes. So obviously the big chalk's gonna be, and I know we kind of talked about this on the Discord. The pricing this week as far as DFS is pretty soft. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody qualifies and how it shakes out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Byron does on Saturday and see what
Yes.
that does to his ownership Sunday, because I think both days he's a fade, honestly, because we see it time and time again that 17 HMS Xfinity car is not top tier.
Yeah.
Like,
Which for whatever reason. But
I don't understand it, but every time that car comes out, it's like
yeah.
third tier at
s-
best.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. But yeah, we'll see how Byron does as far as qualifying. Also, I think qualifying's on Saturday for the Cup.
Yeah, it's
So
Xfinity practice and qualifying is on Friday.
yeah. Do we have just? I haven't even. We don't have. Uh,
What are you
I'm
looking
looking.
for?
COTA. Do you have COTA on there or just?
That's the one you were on. The very
Oh,
first
okay.
one, far left.
Okay. Or Chicago. Oh, COTA. Yep, right there. Okay, so here is the COTA average finishes. Let me see if I can sort this. 'Cause can't.
Should be able to just right click in one of the averages.
Okay.
Go down, click one of the numbers.
Largest, smallest. There we go. Wow. Alex Bowman. Look at you.
Yeah, Bowman, Reddick, Tristain is kind of interesting
Gibbs.
to me.
Yes.
Reddick
Yes.
and
Good.
Bowman are what stand out the most to me, because they have been Reddick especially has been like top 2, top 3 in consistency across all 17 next gen road courses. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Chase Elliott last year didn't have a good race. Hendrick didn't. Christopher Bell looks good other than that one. I mean, I don't know what happened there. That might be something to look into because obviously a second and a third, that's pretty good. 31st, something must have happened. Something must have broke. He
yeah,
must have been
that's
involved in a wreck.
if you go like bottom whole way to the right under yearly averages.
Okay.
That's I had. You don't have to, but I was just gonna say I had everything's laid out there, and then that shows the amount of races, the top fives, top tens, top 20s. I was gonna add DNFs to that, but I never got a chance to. But the
Yeah.
point of all that is pretty much every driver had at least one DNF at some point through their 17 road courses, but Bubba Wallace had the most with 5. So like a third of the time he is not finishing.
If I'm remembering right, did like Brad Keselowski, he like spun like 6 times last. I mean, now I think that's an exaggerated number, but yeah, he finished 33rd. I do remember that. He's just terrible at road courses.
Yeah.
Um, oh, Byron's average isn't added in there. And then I remember Zane Smith actually being somewhat decent at road courses last year.
Yeah, he was pretty good in the trucks too. I want to say he actually had a truck win or
Yeah,
two.
that was one name that like I was like I'm gonna watch kind of where he qualifies because if he could be a sneaky play come Sunday. believe didn't he finish Watkins Glen pretty decent?
Yeah, I want to say like
Yeah, 5th. Yep.
and then he actually has 2 truck wins at COTA. So
Yes. So that could be a sneaky. I haven't looked at the salary yet. I mean, I remember everybody saying that the pricing is
he's
very soft.
cheap as hell. He's like 5,700 or something.
Yeah. So that's definitely a play. Yeah. I mean, I don't know from
64.
what he did at Watkins Glen. I mean, depending on what your build is, that might not even if he qualifies 8th or ninth, that could be a sneaky, you know. Obviously at the Glen, he did that. I think he qualified like top 10, and I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm touching him," and then he finished 5th.
Yeah, he was actually in the optimal. We can look at that real quick.
Yeah.
See where he started actually. If I can pull up
Yeah,
the right chart here.
I have it. Hang on. Optimals. There it
He
is.
started 19th and finished 5th. He had
Okay.
2 fastest laps. He was 5,700.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But
So, like
since we're on Watkins Glen, actually, I kind of want to look at these optimal lineups and go over them a little bit just for the simple
yeah.
fact that these ones, they were like 90 to 92 lap races, depending on extended for overtime. But that's going to put us as close as we can get to what we're going to have this week because we got 95 laps, and you just figure there's an average of like 12 caution laps ran per
Yeah.
road course. So that gives us like 83 fastest laps available. Then obviously the 95 laps led, which puts us right around 61 points, which is right around the total speedster points that were available in the Watkins Glen races. So basically, just the point that each one of these races had, except for the very first one, 2022, I guess, but the last two had a main speedster.
Yeah.
2024, there was a guy started first, Ross Chastain, had 19 and a half speedster points. 2023, William Byron started second. He had 26.4 speedster points. So I kind of feel like you're going to want a guy inside the top 4 starting out because I feel like that's going to be your
Yeah.
main lap leader.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say this, and I know, but, like, there's not a lot of passing on road courses. It's like once they get strung out, so that's yeah, definitely if you can guess the line, like, whoever's gonna lead lap 2 or 3, most of the time, they're gonna lead the whole first stage.
Yeah, it's kind of had some notes I'm trying to pull up here
Yeah, because I mean,
just based on
you
these
know
starting positions for laps led and shit.
yeah, because I think Ross Chastain, I think he kinda ran away with it the whole first stage, and then I think he led a little bit in the second stage there on Watkins Glen, if I remember right, and then he ended up getting passed.
Yeah,
Bush.
it's a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But going back across the 17 next gen road course races, the pool sitter has led the most laps 5 times, and only three of those were in 2022. So, kind of makes me stop and wonder if the pool sitter is going to be the player or not.
Right.
But if you stretch that out to like the top 2 in laps led, they've led the top 2 most laps 65% of the time. So if you play the pool sitter, you're pretty much locking yourself into a decent amount of those
Oh,
speedster
yeah.
points.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the optimal notes here, I got them pulled up. I see old Mr. Christopher Busher, 9 times optimal.
Yeah.
Byron was 7. That's wild. Let me pull up pricing. I haven't even taken a look yet, to be honest with you. Busher's 8,100.
Yeah, I think he is way too cheap. Like,
Yeah.
you're pretty much locking him in.
Yeah, no matter where he starts.
Yeah, like I don't care where he starts.
He could start first, he could start last, he could start 8th, he could start 17th. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're locking Chris Busher in right now.
Yeah, what's his average finish on road courses overall?
Let me see. That is on this page.
Yeah, I know there's a shit ton.
No, you're good. You're good. Finishes.
Average
Yeah.
finish in 2022 was 9th. Average in 2023 was 8th. Average last season was 10th, but overall it's 9th.
Yep.
So
Yep.
on average, you're guaranteed a top 10 out of him, which kind of makes me wonder what are his top 10 odds.
Oh yeah. We
I'm
can
sure
pull
they're
them.
minus, but what the fuck?
Remember yeah, I was gonna say last year I do remember. Whoops, that's the wrong page.
He's plus 100. Like, it's not anything crazy, but I don't think in any way, shape, or form should he be plus anything to top 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why that page.
We're kind of jumping around here, but once you get top 10s pulled up, we might as well talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we I remember, what was it? Was it Watkins Glen? I think was the last road course. He was like plus. I do remember that. Like DraftKings gives him no respect.
No, I
It's
was
crazy.
literally just thinking that. I had flashbacks back to Richmond a couple years ago where they had him at plus 8,000. And I told everybody you had to fucking hammer that. And he
Yeah.
just flat out dominated that race.
Yeah. I agree. Other top 10 odds. I mean, I was playing around with it earlier, like, like the Ty Gibbs, William Byron. That's plus 133. I mean, that's not bad. Is there anything you see there, Sterling?
I was reading a message there. I didn't even hear what you said.
Is there
Carson Hocevar at plus 260, I think is pretty interesting for a top 10. I think he top 10 in like half of his races last season at road courses.
Oops. Son of a bitch. Lost it. Okay, there we go. No? Can you see me, Sterling?
Yeah, we just switched sides here.
I see that. I don't know what the hell happened. Um so is there any, let's see here, actual winners? Connor Zilic once again in SVG, way too high. I mean, SVG that's probably about right.
Yeah, I feel like that is pretty much the guaranteed winner almost.
Yeah, especially
I
with
think
this new layout
I
and
think
stuff.
Zillage is I think Zillage is going to surprise some people. But I think really the only other person that stands a chance in this race is Tyler Reddick and
Yeah.
potentially Chris Busher. But I really think it's the SVG show, which is I told you pre-show. I already bet on made a Connor Zillage Xfinity win and SVG Sunday win parlay. That was plus 1,500. I feel like that's a pretty decent shot at actually happening. So
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. So let's get. We were going to go to driver props. I think we were looking at these pre-show. I honestly don't know if there's really any that stick out to me yet.
as far as
As
oh wow, Bowman has come down quite a bit. He was plus 2,000. I think he opened a little bit higher than that. He's now 1,400.
oh wow. Yeah, I was on the
So
matchups, yeah.
that's something to somewhat keep in mind. If he's been bet down that much, he might be pretty heavily played this week.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder what his top 10 odds are. Minus 175 for a top 10. So like
He in
so
16 road courses, he has top 10 6 times. So
I actually think like okay, so if you think SVG is a play, you can get, you know, SVG and Alex Bowman in a top 10 for minus 114. So that's almost plus money. I don't know.
if you
You
think
Christopher
that
Bell.
if you think SVG for sure wins it and Bowman stays consistent, you can parlay Bowman top 10, SVG win. That's plus 764.
That's not bad. Or how about a SVG top 5 and a Bowman top 10? Playing it kind of safe, but kind of
Plus
risque.
169.
Plus 169. Yeah, that's not a terrible. I don't mind that. Yeah, I do not mind that. So let's go to driver props.
Wasn't really any matchups that stuck out to me.
No, me either. Why isn't it? I don't know why it's over to that. It's doing it at my page, but it's not doing it on your page. All right, let me click out of that.
While you're messing with that, I'll go over Group A. It's a pretty obvious group, I feel like. It's Shane Van Gisbergen plus 175, Connor Zillage plus 275, Tyler Reddick plus 285, and William Byron at plus 330. We already kind of talked about it. I feel like this is SVG's race. This race is only against 3 other people, so I gotta take SVG to take Group A.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. I cannot disagree with you. And then Group B, I'm getting it pulled up here. I don't know why my computer's being having some technical difficulties tonight. Okay, share this tab instead. Okay. All right. Now, see. Okay, so now we're working. Okay, so group winner, Group B. Let me clear this. Oh, okay. So Group B: Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger. I think this one's interesting because I mean you could try for the dinger, but I think the safe bet here I think is Christopher Bell, obviously at plus 200.
I was gonna say for me, it's really a 2-person group. Bell is where I lean, but I would
Yep,
not be against taking Chase Elliott.
I wouldn't either. A little bit better odds. And
He's
then,
actually been the most consistent across the road courses as far as top fives. So
yeah, yeah, Christopher Bell, like I said, other than that 1 year though, 2nd and a 3rd, that's not bad. He must know how to get around here a little bit other than that 1 year.
Group C, though. Alex Bowman plus 200, Ross Chastain plus 225, Ty Gibbs plus 275, and Kyle Busch at plus 350. This one is somewhat tough for me, honestly. Like, I want to go with the obvious Alex Bowman,
Yeah.
but I really think the correct pick is Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to go. It's Ty
So,
Gibbs.
I think if we were to make, like, a parlay with all the 4 groups, I would feel comfortable, like, going SVG, Christopher Bell, skipping Group C, and then Group D is obviously Suarez, Busher, Hamlin, and Briscoe. I like Busher.
I
I
like
I
that.
am I almost feel comfortable just throwing Group C out because
I'm not
that's
against that at all. I feel
I
like
mean,
that group is by far the biggest toss up amongst them all.
yeah, $1 wins you 28, so, like, it's
Change
not
change Bell to Elliott and see what that looks like.
Yep. Yeah, take Bell out. So that's yeah,
I like that. Like obviously we knew the odds were gonna be better, but
yeah,
I just Chase Elliott has a 50% rate when it comes to being in the top five. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're gonna get plus 8,000 odds. I mean, I'm not against, like, throwing a dollar on that bet there, adding Ty Gibbs, throwing a dollar on it, and then maybe throw a dollar on with Alex Bowman, you know? I mean, that wouldn't be
yeah.
bad either. So, I just think Group A winner is gonna be SVG, Group B's Bell or Elliott, like you said, Sterling, and then Group D, I think Busher, you said pre-show. That was the one that stuck out to you. That's the one that sticks out to me too.
Yeah.
So, so race props. Top Chevrolet. So this is top manufacturers. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna bet SVG is top Chevrolet. I'm just gonna go bet them for the win or top 3. But I think that's the obvious.
We talked about a parlay pre-show that I'm actually gonna log in right now and bet something on it because I feel like it's a damn solid parlay. But that is SVG to be the top Chevy,
Yep.
Chris Buescher to be the top Ford,
Yep.
and Tyler Reddick to be the top Toyota.
So that's plus 3,000. $1 wins you $31. Put $10 on. That's 318.
Yeah, and obviously there's never a for sure thing when it comes to this, but I feel like that is a very solid bet.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. And winning manufacturer, I don't see anything there that makes me want to bet anything. I mean, other than if you think Chris Buescher can win, maybe top Ford or Ford to win at plus 600. But
But yeah, you're pretty much spot on there when you say Chris Buescher because I can't think of another
yeah,
Ford that
I can't
Michael
either.
McDowell isn't in one anymore. So
No, but at that point, I'd just rather go bet Chris Buescher to win at plus 2,500.
seriously, though, like
Yeah, yeah. Don't go bet to Ford to win for plus 600 when you can get Buescher to win for plus 2,500.
you can make a very stupid argument for Austin Cindric just because of what he did in Xfinity, but it is not transferred to Cup, and I don't see him really even being a top 5 or top 10 car.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's the bets for now. I mean, we can bring up a NASCAR contest. kind of just go over pricing a little bit. Then let's see.
I think they actually did. I know everyone's saying that pricing's pretty soft, but I think they actually did a pretty good job at pricing these guys, like pricing who they needed around each other, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got Byron in the top there at 10. And then Reddick, SVG, Larson. Dog came in. But yeah, we got Byron, Reddick, SVG, Larson, Bell, and Elliott.
I feel like Larson is the guy that he can kind of just throw out in this range, which is extremely crazy to say out loud and think about.
I couldn't agree more. Just judging by his hold up anymore, but just judging by his road course success, it just hasn't been too much. I know he's won Sonoma.
He's got like 3
Um,
wins. I think he actually has the most road course wins in the next gen car, but he's not consistent. He's either going to be up front
no,
or he's going to be the first one back to the garage because he wrecked out. So
yeah, yep. And then in the 8,000s, Almendinger, Zilich, which we'll see the Zelich hype. I don't know. I just feel like he's just going to be hyped too much. And then Chastain, Gibbs, Bowman, Busher, and Cindric. We kind of talked about it. Busher's too cheap. I'm
yeah,
pretty much.
just to kind of go back to the most wins and the next gen thing real quick. Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick both have 3 wins. So
Yeah, where was Reddick? He was 9,900.
which
That
for
makes
me, if I'm
sense.
going to rank these guys above 9K, it's going to be SVG, Reddick, probably Elliott, Bell, then Byron. And then obviously Larson just kind of gets left there.
Yeah. And then 7,000s, Blaney's never really been good at road course. Kyle Busch has been hit or miss.
Yeah.
Suarez has been hit or miss. I don't. McDowell. Briscoe is going to be interesting. I kind of agree with you there. Logano, Hamlin. Wasn't Hocevar really good at Watkins
Yeah.
Glen?
Hosfar was really good a couple times last year, actually. I want to say he finished like 3rd.
Yeah, I thought so. And with
He
the way he
did.
ran last week, it wouldn't.
He went 29th to 3rd at Watkins Glen.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's definitely an interesting guy to consider. Brad Keselowski, like we said, just couldn't stay out of his own way. Bubba Wallace, he's been getting better at road courses, but he just isn't known for his road courses.
No, he's not been good.
No, he's getting a little bit better. Zane Smith, like we talked about, definitely somebody to keep an eye on. Haley, I don't know how Haley does. He's just always a name that I always like to click.
He
But
hasn't been as good as he should be at road courses. At one point in time, being on the same team with AJ Allmendinger, it looked like he was going to be the next big guy on road courses, but he's kind of fallen off and just kind of really a mid-pack driver at best on these road courses.
yeah, and then Priest was a guy I remember seeing that he was optimal. What was it, Watkins Glen or something?
Yeah, he
I saw he
was.
made up a bunch of yeah. So that was I think that was when he was on that hot streak. He was left out of that study
Yeah.
group. Went on a tear. So obviously that's pre-qualifying, pre-practice, guys. I mean, we just kind of just spitballing ideas. Obviously, once everybody qualifies, everybody practices, we're gonna have different thoughts.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just we were just kind of just playing around with pricing, but like we said about it kind of being soft, even if you went Byron, Reddick, hell, Bell,
Hosvar.
yeah, Busher. Obviously, we said we're locking in. Yeah, we're at 6,400. You even if you went Zane Smith, yeah, you go Haley. Yeah, that's 3 9K and above guys.
Yeah, there is.
And we're really not punting, you know. I mean, Zane Smith might be a punt, but or Haley might be a punt, but that's not bad pricing.
No, that's. I just built a different one here real quick, and I actually really like it. But you can go Tyler Reddick, SVG, Chase Elliott, Carson Hosford, Zane Smith, Kyle Busch.
All right, so Reddick, SVG, Elliott. Who's the other ones?
Hosevar,
Osavar. Yep,
Zane.
he's 7,000. 7,000. Zane Smith, 64. And who's the last
I
one?
threw Kyle Busch in it, but
Albert. I don't
you
mind. I
could
don't mind it.
throw
He's been
you
hit or
could throw
miss.
Suarez, you could throw McDowell,
Yeah,
Briscoe.
McDowell.
Like
Yeah, yeah. Depending on where everybody qualifies, right there. That's yeah, yeah. I don't mind that at all.
I actually like how
So
pricing is this week. I think you're gonna be able to do whatever you want. The worst
yep,
thing about it though is I feel like you are going to need the optimal to win the
yeah,
100K.
yep, yeah. Last week, that's a good thing to bring up. That last week you didn't even have to have the optimal to win it. That was crazy.
No, that's we were kind of we were obviously way too high on Ryan Blaney. That bit us.
Yep,
But what
yep,
really killed me was my Suarez and Ty Gibbs ownership. So,
yeah,
but
yeah. Mine
going into
too.
that, we kind of galaxy brained it, shooting for the optimal. But it is what it is. Still a new style of track to us.
Yep, yep. But anything else you want to touch on?
Just real quick, I'm going to go over some of these optimal lineup notes, and that's just through 17 races. 13 lineups had two top 10 drivers. 6 lineups had two top 5 starters. And that's what I meant when I said drivers, about top 10. 13 lineups had a driver score of 14.4 or more speedster points. So that's like damn near every lineup, 13 out of 17. And
Yeah,
then only 5 of those had a secondary speedster. So we're really only looking for that main lap leader that we need. And then really the other thing is 6 lineups used 49,400 or more, while 11 of the 17 used 48,000 or more. So it's looking like you're going to try to use all of your salary this week.
yeah, yeah. I like it. I like it. So yeah, what do you think, Sterling? Saturday night for driver by driver breakdown?
Yeah, that's I'm trying to think what time Xfinity is. I'm sure it will be over before you even get off work, so we should be good to go anytime after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work for me. I'm off at 7, so we can plan for around like 8ish.
Sounds good.
So yeah, that'll work. So we will see you guys then after qualifying. And like I said, get in that Discord. Private message any of us. I mean, anybody will respond. But
And every
if
single one
not,
of these charts are posted and pinned in the Discord. So,
yeah, and they are nice, color coded and everything. So we will yeah, we will see you guys Saturday night.
yep.
All right,
See ya.
see ya.